Hi, it's Dr. Rich Mclean and Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Can you say, I love you? Do you want to go to the shop? Get a coffee. I've been deceived by the whole world, and I've been tortured by society, prejudice, and this government. And then the government literally murdered me, which I suffered a fatality for, and then the same oppression that was going for years and years then covered that up. This is the way I plan to turn that deceit and hate into a good thing for this world, immediately and tangibly. I don't require much to live. I've proven that by living for 16 months post-death on the smell of an oily rag, and additionally, I've been neglected and ostracised, literally scapegoated, spectacularly character assassinated, by being framed. I've got some wrecking me. Being framed as all sorts of things: an extortionist, a pedophile, a rapist, a sex offender, dog fucker, whatever you want. I'm a sentient being. I have worth and I have dignity, and it hasn't been dealt to me. And the following organisations and people are going to want to pay attention to this, because they're the ones who are going to benefit from the multi-millions of dollars in detriment that I'm owed. Actually, money's not my currency. I have sentience. You can't kill me, and even if you did kill this physical body by the violence of neglect that's occurring now and existed before my death, you can't take my soul, and that's mine to have. So I'm not worried, I'm not afraid, and but I am existing in this plane for a reason. There obviously must be, and I consulted my guides, and my intuition says to make this into a transformational experience. So I've suffered detriment over very many years. I've been abused, neglected, and the following people are going to benefit from this, because I don't need much to live. I do have cancer and a mental illness and a brain injury, and I am homeless, and I am kind of starving. Not starving, but I struggle to eat, and I'm 5 months behind rent, and soon they will use a man-made ruled law. I say man-made law because these are all the ones that failed me. With a ruling for VCAT to move me on. It's because I haven't paid rent. That's because I've been intelligently rendered a vagrant. I've been set up to fail, and I've been fired, exploited, publicly vilified. I've lost conciliations, and here are just some of the places that I've lost at. I've lost at AFCA millions of dollars. I've lost at the Australian Human Rights Commission millions of dollars. The Mental Health Complaints Commissioner and the Health Complaints Commissioner. I'm banned from going to the police. I'm banned from being a whistleblower at IBAC. I'm banned at even complaining about doctors trying to kill me or acting negligently that did kill me, and I survived. So I'm banned from the practice. I'm banned from 2 practices. I'm banned from reporting doctors at APRA, and further the investigation of them at NHPOPC. Banned at the Victorian Inspectorate. I'm banned from the Federal Police. My business was destroyed. My computer's hacked. I'm under a watchful investigation by government agencies and the police, and also by insurance agencies who owe me a lot of money. After my business was ruined, business.gov doesn't care. No one cares. Everyone has forsaken me. The small business and family ombudsman didn't care. The telecommunications industry didn't care. Business.gov.au didn't care. Actually, anything with a .gov or .vic.gov.au doesn't care. And everyone who knows me has already been given some libel and slander that's a half believable truth in which to forget me. So in addition, Dan Andrews, many politicians, I've been rejected WorkSafe, WorkCover, Comcare. I've been set up to fail with the AAT, losing millions of dollars. Centrelink suppressed me. Even my digital royalties dried up from a book that I wrote that I was exploited for and fired for. I'm homeless. I'm squatting. The DFFS, who are the homeless people, have already rejected my plea for housing. I've complained to many agencies, and I've had to reverse engineer this from the ground up. My former partner was an ASIO agent. He owes me $500,000. That's an easy fix. But I don't need much to live, and I simply just want to exist, have fun, root, maybe take some drugs and drink, and give back to the community whereby I have always served. And if you go to richmclean.com.au, which I finally got back up and running after they've ruined it, you'll be able to see the extraordinary amount of heartfelt advocacy that I have given in life to stop suffering and avoid other people suffering like I have. It's gone up to the top, to the Finance Minister Birmingham, and then it went to the NDIA Minister Reynolds, and it's gone to Greg Hunt. Actually, Greg Hunt was one of the ones that covered up valid evidence before a court. Man-made law, of course, but that's always failed. The human ego is corruptible, and I've been not only systemically oppressed by all these other people and politicians, but and I would be on the public dial because I've literally spoken in Parliament. I've spoken from Montreal to Warrnambool to Dubbo. Hundreds of times, thousands of times. I've spoken to hundreds of thousands of people. I've written a Human Rights Award-winning book. The same human rights people that then rejected me when I got fired for the book being published. I was engaged to an ASIO agent. He was a tax embezzler and an accomplice to murder. I can't report this though. I've been unsupported systemically and absolutely. I've failed 2 legitimate VOCAT cases. I have a clean criminal record, apparently, apart from the libel and slander, of being framed as an extortionist by a very powerful kingpin, Mr. Ball of Ball and Partners. 2 VOCAT cases ruled against me with a crooked magistrate from Geelong Court, rejected my own child abuse case as doomed to fail, and then set up so that I couldn't appeal it. And I got ill from work from all the stress and the additional drama of being triggered by a terrible tragic story, another tragic story of a man who suffered child rape and incest issues, and I narrated his story for 2 years to take to VOCAT. However, I'd realised I'd been finally framed. It's almost like there's a conspiracy. I mean, I was labelled delusional, and I incarcerated in a hospital, further oppressed, misdiagnosed, treated with abhorrent, disgraceful treatment, and there I successfully killed myself. Yep, that's true. And then, so I mean that by it was the freedom of information, which I had to fight for, no one stood up for me, was a fatal injury and a lethal attempt. There's not much closer to death you can get by being found with accident and no pulse. The world's witnessed this, and they've all aided and abetted my death over years, and it's still going. It's been 16 months since that, and I've been rejected doctors, medication, I have cancer, no cancer specialist, I have, for one reason or another, been framed. My whole life has been oppressed. I've literally died. It's like an allegory of a resurrection. It's been an uphill battle my whole life. It's been torture, and I have always opposed government tyranny. I'm banned from any lawyer or reporting to any crime to police. Additionally, I'm a failed whistleblower anywhere at IBAC, ASIC, APRA and the Commonwealth Ombudsman. I am owed multi-millions of dollars. And I'm going to give that money back, lest a simple wage to survive, to organisations that help people in marginalised positions like me have a better life. The Lost Dogs Home, the Banksy unit at Royal Children's Hospital, educating people about trans rights and the adults of trans kids, Indigenous affairs, especially incarcerated, the unholy amount of incarceration that Indigenous people and young people face. I'm going to fund a charity for education, and because I admit I've had regretful sex. It wasn't unconsensual though, but But the fact is, we need education, and education can save us in a lot of ways. Now, there's literal information, which I find difficult to remember now with my bit of a brain fart, I call it. But information can save lives, and it can educate people on their self-reflexivity, their nature, and the nature of society. And it helps the world be a better place. And it's saved my life. And I've lived to suffer, but I will suffer. And you've got to find people worth suffering for. I haven't really found anyone, apart from Crystal, and random people I meet, who aren't prejudiced by the libel and slander that they've been told. Finally, you would be on the public register, having spoken in Parliament and from Montreal to Canada and, all over the place, and human rights awarded and, nationally celebrated author, all this kind of stuff that was set up to fail. Now, I've reverse engineered this from the bottom, and finally, the Office of Prime Minister and Cabinet said of my freedom of information it was voluminous. Sounds like a really lush breast and complex. But then they reversed their position, saying I don't even exist. Therefore, at 16 months on, I've lived in poverty without enough food. I'm supposed to thank the people that hand me tidbits when I'm owed multi-millions of dollars, and I've proven beyond reasonable doubt the conspiracy to avert the course of justice and the fallibility of man-made law. I'm free, but I'm a scapegoat and a political prisoner. I'm an infamous vagrant. There is only one way out, and that's being me assuming the role of a transformation expert. Because without food, without a home, without medication, and by being forced onto the streets, an intelligent and sentient and beautiful person, I'll die. I don't want the world to do that to me. So rather than do that, I'm asking that this abhorrent and ungodly victimization that has already ended my life and then further forsaken me, now that I'm post-death and I've been dumped with no job, no car, no prosperity, a home, food, and the government covered it up. It's now the 29th of the 5th, 2022. I have health issues, but I'm not worried about death. I'm not worried about dying. I'm here to live, and I enjoy life. It's a beautiful world. The breeze, Crystal the dog, my little humpy, the hump I had last night. And the government literally can't admit they killed me, so they've covered it up. I don't want them to admit it. All I want is to ask the public and people who I've proven my worth and my goodwill to help other people, to have my back. I need this because the police are coming. I need certain things in life. I mean, I've suffered with very little. I know, Crystal, haven't we? And I know, you want to get a coffee? Coffee? We'll see Ed. Get us back out. We'll just back out. Wait, I'll get that in a minute. Yeah, I mean, I just want to create art. I want to live. I want to make love. I want to spread good vibes. This has all been already done pre my death by altruism and the rejection of tyranny. I think I've been pretty brave, courageous, and authentic, and I'd like to see what anyone else has done that eclipses the efforts I've gone to. And over in richmclean.com.au, and you can see it. I'll just make this. We'll just be one step. We've got to tell the people to help us. So my human rights are basically smashed. I can't report inequality or I'm banned from the Victorian Human Rights Commission everywhere. The oppression is systemic and ingrained and exploits every existing prejudice in society that already exists. You can say I'm a poof, you're right. You can say I'm, have regretful sex, you're right. You can say, all sorts of things. And they're half believable. And to be further framed by very powerful kingpins that underpin the federal government and give them support on policy, it's an abhorrent way for me to be exploited, and it's systemic, it's embedded, and it is a conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. I've already proven it. They can't admit that. They would rather kill me. I've already been killed. So what I need from you, the public, is the currency of money. One day, the world will catch up to the truth seekers and the love makers and the avant-garde and the critical thinkers and the shamans, the mystics, the mad ones, the witches, the doctor, the colourful ones that make life good. And I'll get my justice. And you know what? I'm going to give you your money back, and I'm going to give more back to you if you support me now. So it's either victory or death by proxy now. So I kind of consulted and had a little conversation with my Christ God self, laughing Buddha self, and I think what I need to do is assume the transformational position and ask the public and ask people who have known of my authenticity and my good-heartedness to support me in finance now, just that I can pay rent and literally find the basic things to survive, like a home, food and medication. And so I can live a very simple life with my... I don't need much. I don't even want the millions of dollars, but if you help me now, I will fund and support marginalised people, and I will, by measurable amounts, turn this heinous, putrid victimisation of me and the sin of libel and slander and the isolation and my own death and further oppression into a better place. I've already helped a lot of people and the world, and I was exploited for it. It's kind of an allegorical resurrection, and I want to transform the currency that I will get in compensation and detriment that I'm owed into a thing of authentic love and the opposition of tyranny and the lessening of suffering for the most marginalised people. Thanks for hearing my little speech. I hope you can support me because I've got cancer, I've got a brain injury, I can't feel my feet, I've already been killed. Are you one of the people that have benefited from me talking to you? Maybe I've inspired you somehow. Are you able to afford $5? Like, I'm going to beg for $5 coffee now. And I need this because the police, the VCAT, one of the man-made agencies, are going to make a law that says the police can move me on. But the DHHS has already framed me away from finding a home. So this is the complex situation I'm in, and I need some immediate relief. And hopefully you'll be able to help me, help you, and help the world. Thanks.